Prom Ride, I actually watched this a couple of years ago, maybe more than a couple of years, but it was on Tubi uh, quite recently. This is a horror movie. It's about several couples going to the prom together, but they decide to take a limo to go there together, to take selfies, to celebrate, and whatnot. And you do hear some reports off and on about something happening in the valley. So we basically have these young people getting dressed for the prom, trying out clothes and dresses, eating at a restaurant together before taking the limo to the prom. Now, this is when things take a turn. The young group of friends get into the limo and they're pretty much pounced on. They're basically trapped in the limo and they have to do certain things that are requested by the driver. So, if I could describe this movie, it's kind of like what if you're going to prom and Jigsaw is your limo driver? So, it's a very different and I think it's a unique type of plot for this kind of movie. I thought maybe this movie would be more like the prom night movies and whatnot, but it really wasn't like that at all. We don't really see them at school or really interacting with anyone else besides, their friends and the families as they get ready for prom. So you do get some surprises in this kind of movie that I didn't see coming, so I'm going to try my best not to spoil it. Like I said, they're in the limo. They're basically trapped in the limo. They're screwed. And they have to do these off the wall, wild requests from whoever is driving the limo for them. So this movie does get pretty gnarly. It gets very uncomfortable and very hard to watch at times. Um, it does tend to get a bit graphic with certain characters. Uh, so that's a trigger warning. If you're not in the mood for this kind of movie, kind of similar to Saw in a way, you probably won't have a good time with this movie. Some of the requests made by the limo driver are just really awful, painful, humiliating, and just graphic and gross. But I do give this movie props for a different kind of plot for these kind of, prom night horror movies. It definitely wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And it definitely does go to some dark places. So I would give this a watch if you're like in the mood for kind of like a battle royale type of movie. And that is, a group of people, you get them in a setting, they have to figure out who's behind all this. They have to try to work together and try to do these different over the top requests before time runs out. And the limo itself is really cool. It has like discotheque lighting, it has like some party favors and whatnot. It has music in the back of the limo that they are made to listen to. So yeah, this movie gets pretty twisted in a way, kind of similar to Would You Rather, or basically What If Jigsaw was a limo driver. Give this one a watch. It was on Tubi before I made this review. And if you're watching this now, I have an update on my cat Archie. Unfortunately, his pathology results weren't good. He had to get a cancerous mass taken out of his primordial pouch in his belly. So, we're going to have to take him back for testing every 3 to 6 months. And, there's really no guarantee on how long we'll have him, unfortunately. So we're just trying to love him the most that we can while we have him. It was a really rough month for me. My aunt passed on, and she had Parkinson's really bad for the past several years. My dad recently got a pacemaker. And then, the issue with Archie, he wasn't eating as much. He had a really crispy meow, which we've never heard of before, almost croaking like a frog, I guess. He just wasn't eating as much. And they figured out pretty much right away his stomach was hard, and there's obviously something obstructing his stomach. So it was really hard after the surgery. He had a cone on his head for a couple of weeks, and he was just, not comfortable wearing the cone. And we had to basically spoon feed him and try to get him to drink water. He could eat some kibble on his own, but I really had no idea what I was doing. I've never had a kid. I don't have kids. So I'm assuming that's like a fraction of what it's like, taking care of a child or a toddler, and just trying to keep our heads above water. It was really an emotional roller coaster with all of these things happening this month. So I appreciate you guys for watching, for commenting in my Facebook movie group, if you're a member of that. So yeah, it's been really hard, and hopefully, my cat sticks around with us for a while, because we really want him to be around for another 10 to 12 years. I mean, that would be great. But, like anyone, there's no guarantee. It could be 5 years, it could be less. We don't really know. So we're just going to try to love him as much as we can, as we have. And that's really all you can do in these type of situations. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for sticking around with me. I really appreciate this. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bye.